dreams, I had 100 bricks. No funny shit though, they really do exist. I can give a fuck about an R&B bitch. Only R&B I know is rockin' bagging up a brick. Yeah, I'm talking. Fast flow so awkward, he awesome. Double down, blitz the market. And this rap for the crack, call me top biller. Like Jordan Mitchell Jackson, Ed Thriller.
I want all of it.
Not an 8 ball.
I said all of it.
Nigga, this a wake call. And if it's good, then I double back and take more. But if it's wrong, then I double back and take yours. I gotta think about the family first. Off a brick, when you lose 100 grams, it hurts. No shit, man, the streets is in my DNA. Never put up on tomorrow what you could do today.
And you want it, we got it. Little nigga, we different. We don't care what you doing, cause we already did it. You worry about the block, trying to get me in it. We run up in your crib and take it all if we need it. Every token I'm done. We gotta respect. We gon' make it go right. That shit gon' last.
Hold your AirPod. Let me hold that ring on your finger.
Right, she flexing in here, right?
Yeah. We live.
We live. Let's go.
What's going on, my people? What's going on? It's your boy Monte Carlo, and we are back here at the Big Picture Podcast, episode 49, man. Yeah. Let me get some hand clap or something, bro. No, not from y'all, from the engineer.
No, we the extras.
but it's good. Yeah, that's love, though. That's love, man. Anything but gunshots, man. You know? Anything but gunshots. But yo, man, in front of me, we have my brother, Mr. Public. You know, we have him in the building representing Fez Magazine. You know, thanks for pulling up again, champ. And also we have the female fitness influencer, Miss Ty, is in the building, man. And I'm blessed to have her here.
Thank you.
You know, I'm blessed to be, in front of her and to hear her journey, to hear her story. You know, that's big. That's major. And I heard some of your story on the way out here. And, you know, it matches what you are, influence, you know. And not just to sisters, but to brothers, too.
Oh, yeah.
At some point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's important. You know, we definitely, I've received jewels from women. I don't have any sisters, but, you know, I have no problem receiving wisdom or knowledge from women, you know. So, this... a little something's been going on, you know, the past week. I know it's Gay Pride Month, so props to the gays. You know, I've never been a judgmental type of dude. You know,
Same here.
Yeah. Like I have 2 daughters. If they choose to go that route, then I would still love them and support them.
Yeah, facts.
And continue to be their father. I didn't even know it was Gay Pride Month, to be honest with you, man. I just thought it was just like...
Nah, they've been hugging the airwaves. So
yeah. Everywhere you look, you see like the colors and all of that.
Yeah,
that's major. And I think they're having a youth pride today. They're having like a youth pride.
Yeah, the march. Yeah, it's supposed to be a march
today.
And then they have the parade tomorrow.
The actual parade's tomorrow. Yeah. So if y'all looking to drive, man, don't drive downtown Manhattan today or tomorrow. They got the roads blocked off. You know, the gates and all the Uber, the Caviar, the Grubhub,
yeah, you can
Uber
forget
Eats,
about it.
Unless y'all on bikes, you know, my drivers out there, just fall back. It's not that serious. So, anybody gay in your family, brothers, sisters, or have you ever been
My sister,
experienced?
she got a girlfriend.
Okay, she got a girlfriend.
Yeah, I think they've been together for like about 3, maybe 4 years now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's not like no overnight thing. Like she's really doing it for real.
I'm sorry, so what?
Like it's not like a something she's trying out. Like, you know, you're gay for a year or a couple months. Like
nah, it's been like 3 years.
Yeah. That's what's up. And she's happy. And
yeah.
She got kids?
Yeah, she does. She has 2 daughters.
Have you ever thought about or was you ever on that side?
I was, definitely.
Okay.
It was a great experience for
Okay.
the most part.
What happened?
So what happened was she decided to give herself
back to a man.
Not to the man, but to the man above. God.
Oh, wow. That's understandable then. I mean, everything is.
Yeah, some people do that. They get confused within.
Pull the mace on them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done.
She pulled
it ain't like you're not attractive. You're an attractive woman. It ain't like, man, let me. Like, you got to use God to break up.
Yeah, she definitely did that. But I'm not gonna knock her because I kind of went down the same path. I was like, let me see what's up with church. Who's in church? Who you really looking for in church? But it was inside.
You're a real woman. You was like.
So I was like, let me just God, huh? Yeah, that's exactly how I found God. And I was like, you know what? It was a reason for all of that to happen.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But then she turned right back.
So are you spiritual? Like, do you go to church sometimes?
I don't go to church, but I am a woman of God. I believe in God fully.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Any religion? Any specific religion?
Pentecostal.
Okay, me too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was definitely raised in the church. You know, rest in peace. Shout out to my father. Shout out to all my church members that's watching and stuff like that. That's good though. God, having God in your life is important. I mean, you don't got to go to church every Sunday, because we have jobs, children, whatever. Just but just go every now and then. Get some spiritual guidance.
Oh yeah,
definitely. Or do some studies in the crib.
Yeah, it's important to pray too. Like
pray to something. I mean, regardless of anything.
Yeah, it's so important, man. You know what I mean? Like you need that balance in life, but you can't push it on anybody.
Oh no, definitely not.
That's when they turn away.
Oh yeah, fight back.
That's when they turn away, kid. So it's important. But you're here, you're doing your thing. Your training. I know. I was asking you about the training thing. Like, so do you train? You look to train people also,
yes,
men and women.
Oh yes, because one thing that really caught me by surprise that I motivate or inspire a lot of guys, and I didn't think that I had that capability of even inspiring guys, because I feel like guys feel like, oh, woman, like they look at it like, what's that word? Not non-competitive, but like. Well, I'm gonna get inspired by a woman, but when they see my before photos and my after, they get automatically inspired because they're like, well, if she could do it, I could do it too. Whether you a guy or a female, but for me to inspire guys, I think that's very huge on my behalf. So okay,
that's big. That's big to be able to inspire men and be able to help us.
Yeah, facts.
What kind of? Now we're gonna dig deep. So, what kind of questions do you get from men in your DM? About what's the weirdest question you've got in your DM about working out from a man?
I got so many of them.
The weirdest one that you was just like you probably couldn't even reply to. You was just like you just blocked them.
I did get one weird one. They're not really too weird, but. A lot of them throw themselves out there like, I want you to train me, or I'll pay you to train me. Like one guy was very desperado. He would put the question mark like, hello, I'll pay you to train me. And then it's like, I don't even know you from a can of paint. I'm not like, I don't mind training people. Like it is what it is. But if you're like depriving like that, like you're on it, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay. Well, you mean like if they're okay?
Yeah, suspicious behavior.
Yes.
So they got to get a chance to know you before you train them. Is
slightly.
What makes sense?
And if you're not in the tri-state area, I'm definitely not training you. That's not.
This dude lived in like Europe or some shit like that.
Probably. I don't even think I looked at his profile.
He probably went in like one of those Skype.
Oh yeah.
Right.
He's like, just stand in front of the camera.
Take a trip somewhere.
Listen, my people, before we get any further, we're on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube. We are on Facebook Live. You can watch us on Facebook. You can also listen to the podcast on Apple, on Spotify. We're on SoundCloud. And you can also call in. Okay, the call-in number is 862-621-9536. That's 862-621-9536. And of course, you see the Cash App on the bottom left hand of the screen. Shout out to my guys over at Geist. Of course, you see this official hat sitting here. Look forward to seeing more Geist merchandise. Their clothes is official. I can't hold you, man. If you're from Harlem, you know what this is. But we finna take everything that we represent worldwide at the end of the day. So before we get back into the fitness thing, July 4th is coming up. All right. Any plans for you guys? Barbecues? Anything? No, not yet.
Not yet. But I know something's gonna come up.
Yeah, of course. What about?
Got something going on.
Give me your any bad July 4th experiences like that went left that you learned the lesson from. Nah, not really.
I don't really have one.
So do we have a diet for July 4th? We're not gonna eat too many hot dogs. We're not. Gonna...
Oh no, I don't even eat hot dogs. That's the crazy part. Hot dogs is not. So what? So you don't eat beef? Is that what's going on? I eat beef.
Oh, you eat beef, but you don't eat hot dogs.
You know, hot dogs is like a mixture of everything.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, no, you got beef. You got beef. No. If I eat a hot dog,
it has to say beef
on it. I got you. It gotta say beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do the chicken franks.
Yeah,
I don't even know how that exists. You know what I mean? Chicken franks is crazy. What else? You got the turkey franks. That's even crazier. I can't.
Nah, I never even heard of turkey.
They got turkey franks.
Yeah, they do got turkey.
They got turkey franks, and it tastes like air. It tastes like air. So I don't know how that how that's supposed to work. But so there's no diet. There's no like what I can't eat too much. You already know.
It's a balance.
It's a balance.
If you think 1 to 2 burgers is too much. Now don't overdo it, because then at the end of the day you're gonna feel, first off, you're gonna feel bloated. You're gonna feel like, damn, I should have never did that, or damn, I should have known better. Like, so we don't just. You gotta keep it balanced. Like, if you have a burger, have a little salad on the side, because I'm sure, or a little coleslaw. People like to do the things with the barbecue, so. Sometimes you just got to balance it out. That's it.
What I used to do, I think it was during July 4th. No, it was Thanksgivings. What I would do is I would go for a run in Central Park. Like, I would just run the whole joint.
A word?
Yeah.
All right.
You ever did that before? You ever ran?
No, not yet. Like, today was my first day actually doing the cycling on the pier. Like, it was my first time, so it was a great experience.
I used to, start out, was it 1/10th? And then, run down all the way to 59th.
Oh, all right.
Take a little
that's
break.
A good little run.
And then come back.
Yeah.
You put your mind in anything, especially when it comes to fitness, man.
Oh yeah.
You can conquer it. It's all mental at the end of the day. And I think a major thing is like not trying to keep up with other people, because a lot of times you go to the gym and you'll see somebody doing something, or they'll come over and they say, "Nah, you should do it like this, bro."
Yeah. Oh, I hate.
And I know you get that because you're a sister. So brothers, they try to come over. They be like, "Yo, this how you squat."
Hit them with the extra. I'm good.
I know you see that shit.
Oh, definitely. Or like I see people that they'll do this type of exercise, and I'm looking at them like, that's not how you do it. But I don't want to intervene, so I'm like, I'm just let them shine, and at least they in here. That's the biggest thing. You're in the gym, so you doing something good.
Yeah. So what inspires you to get into the fitness field? What made you get into it?
Me?
Yeah.
Myself and my health.
Okay.
My health. I know that when I first started, my health was not in the best. It wasn't the best at all. So like I mentioned before, like I was at risk at high blood pressure, diabetes, chronic disease, everything. And then I know that in this world that chronic disease is like the #1 killer if you don't take care of your health. Obese. And I was obese. So like my BMI was 35.8. And it was at the red mark, at the red scale. And when I went to the doctor, she was like, look, you could get the bypass surgery if you go to 40, and right there that's when it'll hit me like, nah, I don't want no surgery. I don't want to go under the knife. God forbid I don't wake back up from the knife because I wanted the easy way out. Absolutely not. So that's when I started going to the gym little by little. Then I self-educated myself to eat good. Become more like a nutritionist, make sure that if I'm going to be working out, I got to eat well as well. So whatever I put in my body is what's going to show itself on the outside. And I couldn't continue to be eating, chopped cheeses and Philly cheesesteaks and mozzarella sticks, because that wasn't doing it after I did a killer workout in the gym. I know at first, when I first started going to the gym, I didn't like going to the gym. And I know a lot of people can relate to this. They don't like going to the gym because they feel like people staring at them. And that's exactly how I felt. I didn't like the fact that people would look at me and I'm all jiggly and out of whack, and they didn't know what I was doing. And I know a lot of females, especially females, I don't like to go to the gym because I don't know what I'm doing, or people staring at me. And that's just, like I said, you have to mentally prepare yourself for this type of thing, because nobody's not staring at you. Everybody's in their own world. That's why you get headphones, you put them on, you zone out, you do what you got to do.
What kind of music was you listening to when you first started hitting the gym?
When I first started,
was it depressing music? Was it
no, absolutely not. Like,
or was it like some 50 Cent?
It would be like some 50 Cent, like definitely some 50 Cent, some workout, like Eminem, get that
Real
type of
motivational
stuff.
type.
Or like Migos, like
okay.
yeah, how
Bad
they
and
got the
Bougie.
bass. Yeah, Bad and Bougie.
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna be Bad and Bougie after this one.
Facts.
So I think the music also plays a big part on what you
course,
listen
of
to
course.
in the gym.
course.
If you listen to depressive music, of course, you're gonna feel depressed with your damn workout. You don't want to feel like
You're gonna
that.
be doing the slow walks
Yeah, you're
instead
gonna
of
do
the swift walks.
Putting
basically.
energy into it.
It's true. It's true.
That's exactly what it is. So like I was saying, like it is hard. It's hard. So, but me, I started in the gym, but I also started at home. I think I did more workouts at home than I did in the gym.
Okay.
And one thing's for sure, if I didn't go to the gym, I would work out at home.
Okay.
And I would look up different types of workouts on things that I know that I'm able to do. It would be hard. It was hard. I'm not even. I even participated in a challenge as well. I participated in a challenge.
Like a weight challenge?
Like something like to keep me influenced. Like, okay, if I win that $100 at the end of the month.
Okay.
So something that kept me motivated, which would have been not money, but just the fact that I may be able to win that money if I bust my ass and do what I gotta do. So
It brings excitement to the process.
Yes. Like, all right, well, let me do this. I know I could do this. And it would be hard. Forget about it.
Yeah.
It's hard. You know what it is to pick yourself up? You 205 pounds. Oh, man, the worst one was the planks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, forget about it. Me holding, I was shaking. It's just, it was crazy. And it's still crazy because it's always going to be a challenge. You always got to push yourself and you got to always challenge yourself. If you feel like you're good at certain workouts, then you got to push yourself, put some weights on it, add an extra rep, put some more time into it. You got to do something, but it helps you boost your confidence after a while. After a while, you boost your confidence, your self-esteem. You be able to wear that dress that you got in the back of your closet that you thought you never could even put on, or if you got a husband and you never wore lingerie, you can wear that lingerie for him, and you'll feel sexy, and he'll appreciate that, or she'll, whoever you is.
Those good old benefits. Yeah.
So
It's important. It's important.
so I know a lot of females can relate, and I was there, and I'm slightly still there. I'm still trying to get out. I'm still trying to get out. It's not easy, especially coming from being. I'm more used to being big than I am this size, so it's still kind of new to me being this size. Like, I still got some big clothes at home that I look at like, well, damn.
Oh, you ain't trash those yet?
Not yet.
Is that motivating you? Does that motivate you not to get back to where you used to be?
Yeah, most definitely. But the pictures really motivate me a lot. The videos. That's why I posted on my Instagram. I said,
You cry sometimes when you look at the old pictures of you?
Yeah, crying. Oh, yes. Most definitely. Look at myself in the mirror and be just like, damn. But I'm very proud of myself. I'm
Tears
very
of
proud
joy.
of myself. Oh, yes.
Tears of joy.
People don't understand the tears of joy. Yes, most definitely. And I look at myself like, oh, damn, you came this far. And, I try not to be so hard on myself. But it's hard to not be hard on myself. Because, like I said, if I eat a burger, I'll forget about it. I'm losing.
We was coming out here, and you were saying how, like, it's hard to date a man who is not on the same wavelength as you health-wise. Makes sense. It's almost like a religion. Like, if you're a Muslim, you can't be,
they'll make you go 10 steps backwards all day.
So, like, you coming home from work, and he's, like, frying chicken and, like, making waffles and, like, cheese egg omelets at the same time.
You don't want nobody that wants you.
But he like, babe, like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Like, but things like that, you can't line yourself up with, because there's you're not compatible.
Yeah.
You're not compatible.
It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Not even for a little bit. Don't even try it. I tried it, and
it's true.
It was horrible. That's why I say I call it an experience.
Oh, okay, yes, you was. So what was that kind of like?
It was like just like some solder line kind of thing, and it was just bad. It was bad.
Just bad, like the refrigerator, open the refrigerator.
A lot of TV dinners, and I'm good. Yeah,
those are high in sodium too.
Forget about
straight
it.
salt.
I can't do those, man. Like back in the days, like
I used to just eat the dessert and that shit.
It's like no bull. It's like 1,300 milligrams of sodium in that crap.
Yeah, keep it fresh.
Yeah, and it's like I don't see how these dudes are still on the market. Banquet and
Banquet's the worst out of the whole bunch. So.
They be 4 for $5 on the rack.
Yeah. On a regular, like $1.25. Anything you buy anything regarding food that's cheap like that, and it's supposed to be a meal, something is wrong. Something to each his own, like, you know what I mean? Because I know, dudes in the pen, you know what I mean? That's probably gold to them. You know what I'm saying? But that's all they got, you know? But then you got some of them that's in the pen that be like, nah, we ain't eating that. Like, they'd probably rather starve than eat stuff like that.
Yeah, Bill Cosby
I mean?
was doing something, they said something on the news that he actually drenches his food in water before he eats it to take away all the salt. Yeah, that shit is crazy.
I heard he's mad popular in jail, too. I heard he wanna pop
consulting.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. If I was in the pen with Bill, I'd be trying to get
pounds, they said. Yeah, he lost weight. He's like exercising.
Probably working out, doing pull-ups and shit.
Getting his fitness on 100. You know
yeah. He probably watching this right now for all we know. Shout out to Bill Cosby, man. Send us some pudding or something like that, man. This is chocolate pudding stuff. But wow. So you've been doing this, and so how long did it take you? How long did it take you from when you started, the beginning point to like, okay, I'm where I need to be?
I don't think I'm ever going to be where I need to be.
Not where you need to be, but where you started to really, you got a goal. I'm pretty sure you had a goal at one point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I want to lose 50 pounds. I don't know. Like, so how long did it take you?
It took me less than a year to lose. I lost 70 pounds. I went from 205 to 135.
And how long did it take you to do
that? Like less than a year.
Okay.
But I didn't shout it out until I made a year. But it was less than a year that I noticed that I was already getting very slim. But then after a while, I started to not like that because I felt like all I knew was just weight loss, and I didn't want to just be losing weight. I lost a lot. Like, I lost weight. I lost all my curves. I lost everything. It was just gone. It was just straight flat. Like, it just didn't work. So
I saw that picture.
You saw that, right? So you see the difference from.
Not to sound like that guy. Just like,
right.
I'm like, I've seen that. I double tapped that. Okay, so
it's all good, but
you started to get curves.
Yeah. So in that picture, in the before picture, especially the one with the you already know. So with that being said, that was just straight cardio. It was just straight cardio. It was no weight. It was just straight body work, like body weight workouts, like
weight loss workouts.
Yes, like mountain climbers, burpees, all of that. Jumping jacks, just not use and then using the cardio machine.
Calorie burners.
Yes. I didn't know nothing about weight training. Nothing. Absolutely nothing until after a year, until I met. My trainer, and then he introduced me to heavy lifting, like, doing deadlifts and
some muscle mass.
Yes, and put some muscle. So, because of him is where I'm physically.
I can tell,
so I gotta, shout out to him.
Yeah.
For getting me this way, because I probably would have been skinny right now. I probably would have maybe gained all the weight back, but just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So, because a lot of people be asking me like, how did you get from that to that? Like I said before, your left picture is what I look like. I'm trying to look like the right. So, and I tell people like, probably you have to double up on the calories maybe, or double up on the protein, or, something that's gonna, like, if you're eating maybe like 1,200 calories a day, maybe you need to make it 1,400 and start doing more heavy lifting and less cardio, because that's what I do. I do more heavy lifting than less cardio. I honestly, I hate cardio. I don't know. I think it's boring. Okay. There's no fun to it.
Yeah, you gotta really
you gotta incorporate. You gotta incorporate. Like you said, you was bike riding today, so you gotta do some bike riding.
So that right there was cardio and plus some strength, because they was working on my quads, because my quads was on fire.
Okay.
So. I like to do the weightlifting because I think it's interesting. It's like, okay, let me see if I'm able to lift this up. Or, all right, if I lift this up, let me try to throw in another workout on top of that and do 3-in-1 things. And it's interesting. It would spark up the workout. It won't, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's boring. Workout is boring. Workout is not boring. It's what you're doing that you think is boring. I think the treadmill is very boring, but you could spice it up, maybe do some jumping on it, jump squats or, side lateral. Like, you could make it and you could spice it up. So people only know what they know from the old school of working out. You know what I'm saying? They not really. I feel like people are not really educated on the new era of working out. You know what I'm saying? So now I do a lot of heavy lifting, and it is wonderful. It's very wonderful.
So can you give us like some tips, females, even male tips, on like different ways to do cardio that's could be fun?
Oh yeah, most definitely. So one of my favorite cardio machines is the Stairmaster. A lot of people don't like it because it moves, and a lot of people are not able to move along with it. Okay. But they got the handrails. So, but with that, you could either take deep steps, like 2 steps up, and it's like lunging. So you just you go up, and
those are like lunges.
So, so it's like walking up the stairs lunges, like but you're taking 2 steps at a time. or you could walk from the side, lift your leg up, and then put the other leg in front, and just do like that. Do some side lateral leg lifts, or you could do some jump squats, but you're holding on to the rail and you jump up, and that right there alone is a killer. That's that's a whole hit workout.
Stairmasters. You ever did that before, brother?
Nah, never.
I was like, never.
She used to hit the bike. That's what I used to do.
Stairmaster is no joke. Like you will burn like calories. I think with the Stairmaster, I think you can burn a lot more calories quicker
than any other cardio machine. That's
elliptical, all of that. Stairmaster ain't nothing to play
That's why I choose that one. Out of everything, I choose that one. I like the treadmill because I like to run.
Yeah.
So I like to always challenge myself. Like if I run one day 5 minutes, tomorrow I want to try to do it for 7 minutes straight without stopping. So it's all about pushing yourself to your full potential.
Yeah.
And everybody has their limits, but I feel like with fitness there is no limits. You can always keep on, and you'll be surprised what your body's capable of doing. And that's one thing for sure for me. I'm surprised. Like I never thought in a million years I could do a push-up. I don't know if you saw it, and like if you scroll down on my Instagram, like when I first did a push-up, I was excited. I said, "Oh my God,
one full push-up.
I could lift my body."
One full push-up.
And it was wonderful because I'm heavy. Your arms are very fragile, so it's like to be able to push yourself up, man. You conquer something.
That's good. That's good.
Like right now, I'm still trying to pull myself up. I can't.
Yeah, you can use they have a machine that can help you with that. That's good to use. And then I think if you use that, then you'll get used to your own weight, and then you'll be able to strengthen it.
Most definitely.
That's another goal you can have. I also like finding trails, like when I like to run outside.
Oh, okay.
I love the scenery.
That's something I always looked at it like, it's just like, that's something that you really got to be dedicated to, like, to make those runs.
Yeah. I mean, like sometimes in Jersey, I go out, I'm out here, I run, be the only one out there, but it's cool.
Yeah.
In Harlem, go for runs. You know what I'm saying? You see people out there running, and once the white people move into Harlem, now they running. You see them.
Yeah, they out there.
They making
100.
use of it, and you got to. So I when I want to go through a nice trail, I do like 153rd and Bradhurst, and I run all the way down Bradhurst, maybe down to like 113th.
Oh, all right. Yeah, it's quiet over there.
And then I hit 8th, and then I come up 8th.
Gotcha.
And I'm from Harlem, so I see a lot of people, whatever. I don't stop. I just give them a peace sign. What up? You hit them with the Rocky shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stop. I keep going.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I keep going. So those, I think, that's the way to make it, the cardio good. I met a brother one time when I was doing my late night runs, and he was like, when you're running, he was like, incorporate different things like skipping while you're running, skipping and doing, like, as you're running, doing jumping jacks to the side as you're running. So it's like muscle confusion. It's another form of muscle confusion, like when you're, taking it to that level. So are you? It's good that I'm starting to meet a lot of people who know that it's not how much you weigh. It's about just doing reps. Like if you're doing low weight, do high reps because you burn more, and you also get some good muscle mass.
Oh yeah.
You understand me? So I know you probably educated on how to do that and all other kind of stuff. Is there anybody on IG that you follow as far as like a trainer or something like that you admire, like that motivates you?
Yes, I have plenty of them, but one specifically, she's female.
Okay.
Like I was mentioning to you earlier. So she's female. She's Dominican. She's also from New York, but she moved to Cali.
Okay.
Her name is Masi. She's fire. She's fired. I'm inspired by her on a different level, and she's like my idol.
Okay.
She's my idol. I look up to her from being on Instagram, and I used to follow her back, way back before I even started getting to the fitness, and then that's when I got off of social media, and I found her again, and I've been following her ever since. And she does a lot of strength and conditioning kind of workouts. Like she sparks it up. Like she's very different compared to anybody else that I follow that does what other influencers do, but she's very different.
Excuse me. Okay.
She's very different, and I look up to her. So if I can meet her one day, that would be dope.
Sorry, so you said you're Dominican. Shout out to all Dominican viewers out there. Much love. When's the Dominican parade coming up? It's like the end of the year, end of the summer, right?
August.
So how do you deal with like the rice and beans? How does that work for you?
It's
because
hard,
that's
I
know that's
it.
we all love it, man.
It's a religion.
Yeah. How's that work?
Hard. I love my rice and beans, and
so could your man ever make too much rice and beans? Could that ever happen?
Yes.
Like this nigga made rice and beans. I'm leaving this nigga.
You had to put that away and put it in the freezer and save it for the next meal.
Yeah. So how do you still? Because you go to the Spanish restaurants, West Indian restaurants, which I love to go to, and they give you a lot of rice. So I know. Did you ever find yourself especially when you was going through your journey? Oh yeah. Like, did you ever find yourself having to cut the rice out, or did you like cut it in half? Like, I'm not gonna eat the whole portion.
I probably just won't eat the rice at all. But yeah, I'm just straight not eating it. Give me more of the collard greens and the.
So what was your diet like when you was at the beginning stage? Like, what did you say? What was the detox method? Like,
I just had to stop eating.
Because you said something about Herbalife too.
Oh yes,
we'll get into that. But what was you not eating?
What I stopped eating was all the fast food, all the processed food.
Okay.
Like, I didn't stop eating my mom's food because it was good, but my mom accommodated my journey, and she'll probably cook me a meal separate from everybody else. Like, instead of
support.
So my mom supported me.
You need a support system.
Yes, and she supported me, and I was very grateful.
You don't get that.
Yeah, you don't, and that's why a lot of people struggle. They don't get the support, and they fall off. They go right back doing the same thing that they didn't want to do because of the support. And
so, what was she making you? So, what was the side?
So it would be like maybe like baked chicken. I had to stop.
White meat, dark meat.
White meat.
Why white meat?
Because the dark meat. I just. From what I know, and I'm not able to say it on top of my head, but I know that white meat was deemed more healthier than the dark meat.
Less greasy, I think.
Yeah, so I chose the white meat instead. I stopped eating pork. As Dominican, we love our pernil, but I had to stop eating it because of what the pork consists of and how it was unhealthy. Just overall, what I learned about pork, and trust me, I love pork. I love it, but I had to stop. So I just started, doing more lean meats, like, lean
no fried
turkey.
foods?
Hardly fried foods. I like hardly fried foods. But I had to pork.
You said you had to get lean. You had to eat more lean meats.
Like with less fat. Like I would probably go to the supermarket and I would have to go to the butterball section and, mind you, that one costs more than the ones that they have the antibiotics in it. And it's like, you know what? It is what it is. Like I said, I'm an investor into myself. So I invest, in myself. So if I'd rather eat the butterball than the branded supermarket one, not because I'm different or anything, but
because that Budheck one?
Yeah,
like
you seen that brand? It's like in a plastic container.
No.
Okay, I've seen.
No, I don't know. What's that?
It's it's a cold cut. And they're not cheap. They're about $3.50. Like $3.50, but I haven't ate meat in a while, but still, like when I used to, it was like $3.50. But there's nothing like some Oscar Mayer, or just when they cut it themselves. That's
boar's head.
Boar's head.
That's all I flow with.
Yeah. So you said lean. You was going more lean.
Lean. So like more turkey. Like I stopped eating red meat. Red meat.
Hard to digest.
Yeah. Because I heard about it and it takes days or hours just for your food to digest. And I was like, nah, I'm okay. So I stayed away from that. Started consuming more vegetables. I started looking up online different recipes that I could. Because after a while, you'll get tired of just eating chicken breast with a little with a little bit of salad, you know what I'm saying? So I had to spark it up so I don't get bored during it. That's like the same thing with working out and just doing the Stairmaster and just going up. You want to spark it up and see what else you can do. So the same thing I had to do with the food, and I had to self-educate myself on the things that I know that I would be interested in eating, which I started doing the meal prep and started posting it online. I started posting it online, and a lot of people would be like, "Wow, that looks dope!" And then I was like, "Well, a lot of people seem to like this," so I started making it a thing that I would do it every week, and people would look forward to the meal prep. And I think meal prep, I'm not gonna lie to you, it takes about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours max. It takes a lot of time out of your day, but it's worth it because at least you know that this is what you're gonna eat during the week, and you're not gonna go out to McDonald's and buy yourself a Happy Meal, and you know what I'm saying?
And break the code.
Yeah, so you don't want that. So it's an investment. You have to invest in yourself in order to become the greatest that you can be while on your fitness journey. And that's one thing I learned for sure.
Wow. I one of the things I noticed before we get back into the meal prepping is like when you, because I think, what was it, last year when I was telling you guys I was doing like the whole pescatarian thing last year, and I visited a couple of vegan restaurants and vegetarian restaurants, and what they do, bro, is I went to one downtown Brooklyn, and it was like during like work hours, lunch hours, and that's when they're only open during lunch hours, and it's like a freaking community. It's like in the basement of like some type of religious synagogue type.
Word?
Yeah, bro. So like it's in a basement. But the main thing is like the way they season the foods, the vegetables and stuff. Like you feel like you eating chicken. It tastes like you're eating chicken when you eat some of the beans and some of the different, so many different things. But I think it's the way they season them that makes you forget about eating chicken. So you'll have like curry cauliflower, you have like curry this or curry that, and, you know what I'm saying? So it gives you like that flavor. So it's just not like I'm just eating cauliflower with just a little bit of butter. Nah, it should taste damn good. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's very important. You know, when you want to
food just naturally gets boring anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's overrated.
Like I just started eating Indian food, so like got tired of the regulars. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's all about the seasoning. And what's the difference? It's the seasoning. The seasoning. So the meal prepping, I think, is very important. That takes a lot of discipline.
Oh yeah.
And you save money too, believe it or not. When you meal prep. I want to start doing that. So do you buy all your stuff at the beginning of the week, like on a Sunday? That's like the sleep day.
So like, what's today? Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Like say tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm meal prepping. I have to. Right. I haven't done it in like maybe like 2 weeks or so. Yeah. So I have to meal prep. So what I'll do is I'll probably look up on allrecipes.com, look up a recipe. I'll probably put meal prep, and then I'll get that idea from there. And if I feel like I'm able to do it, then I'm gonna do it. Like one thing I did during my transformation and during my journey, I invested in other things too, like measurement cups or measuring spoons, because I was like, I actually want to do this. So that also helps a lot. So when I'm able to, meal prep and get these recipes, I'm like, okay, 2 tablespoons of this or 3 cups of this, and it's easier for me to maneuver and make make that meal that I see. So tomorrow I would probably go to the supermarket, look up what I'm gonna cook for the week, and start cooking, and then post it up for the week so everybody could see what I'm gonna be eating, and people have questions on it, and if they want the recipe, I give it to them. Like, it is what it is, and I'm here to just help whoever wants to help. Like, it's a 50-50 thing. Like, I'll help you 50, you go the other 50 and make it 100%. And that's one thing I learned about with people too. They want you to do it all for them, and that didn't happen with me. Not with me. It didn't happen.
Yeah, like, let's go to the gym together. Like, you
got to take them to the supermarket. So you mainly go like to Whole Foods, Fairway, Food Bazaar. Food Bazaar's official.
Yeah, I go to Food Bazaar because they have the fish market there too. So I get the fish.
I love Food Bazaar. It's one by my job. And they have like the buffet out there too.
So Food Bazaar, and it's huge. So
you get all that stuff for the week, and then you make it, and then you put it in the refrigerator in like containers and stuff.
Yes. Some of it I put in the freezer because some of it can't stay in the refrigerator for too long, depending on what I'm cooking. Okay. So I will have to put it in the freezer. If not, like in 3 days, something will get rotten in there, and it's not good. So you have to.
So what usually got rotten if you kept it in the refrigerator?
Maybe
after the second or third day.
Probably some tomatoes, like. Grape tomatoes, you start seeing the little white things growing on it, or
start getting wrinkles.
Yeah, the wrinkles, or
So the first 2 days,
vegetables.
So overall. The first 2 days you can keep it in the fridge. Anything after the third day is good to keep it in the freezer.
You should keep it in the freezer. That's why the TV dinners, they put a lot of salt.
Yeah, back to them, right? The frozen dinners.
There we go.
Dinners. Is there any good one? Like, because you got the Hungry Man one. They be making that shit look good.
Hungry Man look good.
That look like be good.
But it look good, but no.
It's like a real piece of chicken. That shit, it be the biggest thing on the box.
Hungry Man.
And then it be like... Yeah, they be, and then the brownies too. They be having the brownies in them, the French fries.
I used to get those. I used to get those.
I used to bust them shits down. Yeah, I mean, those are the days. Those are the days. But you wing it off.
Faithfully.
You wing it off after a while.
There is no good ones. I don't recommend those to nobody. Don't get no TV dinners. Look at the sodium. You're gonna not
oodles and noodles, ramen noodles. Another high in sodium.
I don't eat that neither.
That whole pack.
High in sodium. I know Bill Cosby taking water and just
jumping
that whole joint in that B. Wow, that's crazy. So relationship-wise, when it comes to the fitness thing, so was you in a relationship when you was at that 205 weight?
I was, but I had just got out.
So you had just got out of the relationship, and then that's when you started focusing on yourself.
Yes.
And said, how can I better myself?
Yes.
And then you got right, started going to the gym and stuff like that. So during that journey, like, was you ever in a relationship that was not, what was toxic? All right.
I wasn't in a relationship at all.
Yourself.
And it was the greatest not being in a relationship, because I was like, being in a relationship just distracts you, and I was very happy not being in one. I think it was. And then,
of course, as you succeeded and progressed, the mind changed, and then you started getting more offers.
More DMs.
Yeah. So if Alicia Curry's watching this, go to the gym, Curry. If you're trying to get some DM access, go we'll work out.
Right.
Put some gym videos up or something.
Squats. Get the angles.
Yeah. Shoot some hoops. So, all right. So you started, progressing. You started getting more offers, and then you found one.
Yeah.
And how did that work out? Because I know what was going through your head? Like, what was going through your head? Does he want me for me? Like, because because you can think certain things. Like, would he have wanted me when I was broke, or would he have wanted me when I was 205 pounds?
Funny? I tell that to people all the time, and I actually had showed somebody that picture when I was big. I said, "Would you have talked to her?" He said, "Nah, but her right there on the right, yeah," meaning the same picture of me.
It looks like two totally different people, too.
Oh, no, yeah. Like, somebody
picture.
tried to do that. They was like, "That's not the same person," and they tried to say that I used
gimmicking.
filters. And I said, "Oh, no, don't even try it.
Yeah.
Don't even try it, because that's me. Like, my face may look a little bit angry because that's just how I was back then. But now it's all lightweight and happy moments." But
so your head was clear into that first new relationship. Your head was clear. Nothing was going through your head, ish. A little something. A little something. Okay. So that relationship, it went somewhere else. You're no longer with this guy, right? Am I right?
Right.
That was the one who kept eating wrong.
Correct.
Wow. So you broke up with him because of that.
It wasn't your lifestyle, was not accommodating to mine, and I'm sorry, that's just a big no.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wow.
You can work out, but if anybody can work out, but if you're not eating healthy, it's not gonna work. Absolutely not. Let's not waste each other's time. You go that way, I go this way. Be good, and I'm gonna be great. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's good old discipline.
Yeah, because it could bring you down when that same person on your side.
Initially, it did bring me down, and I had one of my my coworkers. She had to sit down and talk to me like, "Look, what's going on? Because you wasn't like this before I left to vacation. What's going on?" And she made me snap back into reality. And I was like, you know what? You right. Like, I broke down on her, and I told her, like, I told her the ins and outs. And she's like, "Get yourself back, because this is the person that I do not like to see." And then, when somebody needs to tell you, you fell off, and they be like, "Yeah, I needed that." And that's exactly how that worked. I fell off, and I needed that. I needed to hear that. And she told me exactly that. And then I got myself back into the gym. And I told myself, that's not going to happen again. That's why I said it was an experience, and it just won't happen again.
That's interesting. So how do you reward yourself? Because, I think it's important to reward yourself for all the hard work you do.
The way I reward myself,
or if someone else rewards you, I don't know.
Nah, I don't need nobody to reward me. They don't do that.
That's good.
They white for that. But anyway, the way I reward myself, I like to go shop. I like to buy clothes that I know that it's gonna make me look and feel good. Like, okay, well, now I could wear this because I couldn't wear this about 2 years ago. So I like to make myself feel good. I like to do my nails. I like to pamper myself because I feel like I deserve it, and I don't depend on anybody to help me to pamper me. I don't depend on anybody, so I'm gonna do it for myself. So I reward myself for that. We
spoke about that last week with the brother we had on, and I asked to go even further back. We was talking about that because I had read in a book about that, how important it is to reward yourself. Because if you sit back waiting for other people to reward you for something that you feel is an accomplishment, and they don't reward you, you don't need validation for somebody.
Yeah, exactly. It's only yourself, because everything you do is for yourself, regardless of anything.
But when I meant reward, I meant cheat day. Do you have a cheat day?
Oh, I hear that.
All right, I don't initially have a cheat day. Like right now we here. If you guys pop out some cookies, I'm probably gonna have me some cookies. But then again, like when we was talking in the car, I'm think about it like, damn, I just had a damn cookie. I should never had that cookie. I known better.
Drink some green tea. Right after, that's what the Chinese do. You know, no, shout out to the Chinese viewers. Yeah, man, they drink green. My pops put me on to this years ago. Like they eat, like they eat their meals, but before they eat, they drink green tea, right? And then after they eat, they drink another cup of green tea because it pretty much shrinks whatever's in your stomach. Yeah,
I know.
So that's why I drink green tea every morning now. Like I weeded off coffee. You drink coffee?
No, I'd rather just drink some tea that got caffeine in it.
Okay. Yeah. The coffee, I weighed that out. Yeah, man, that stuff.
Coffee,
man.
Forget about it. Drink a cup of coffee. You in the bathroom next hour.
Yeah. And I don't want anything that's gonna give me like a. The thing about tea is that tea it hits the bloodstream slower than coffee. That's why I respect tea. That's why I love tea. Okay. It's the blood. Coffee is like a quick high. It's like
it's a stimulant.
Quick high, and then it's a crash. You understand me? So, the cheat days, no cheat days, no. Well, like you said, it depends on what the situation is. Shout out to Baked Cravens. Definitely one of Big Picture sponsors. They located in Manhattan, 105th Street, Lexington Avenue. The only nut-free bakery in New York City.
Oh, that's
only nut-free bakery.
I need to go take a visit.
Yeah, definitely go by there one day. It's a lovely spot. Are you allergic to?
No, I'm not allergic.
Nuts, anything like that? Okay. That's good.
Pause.
I love nuts.
Had to hit it real quick.
Yeah. That's good. So, you love all type of seafood.
Yeah. The most I really like is salmon, but I try not to be so in tune with it because it has like a special or like this type of ingredient that if you consume too much of it, it just has this bad health effect. I'm not too sure what it is, but if you look it up, you'll see. And I try not to really indulge too much of
some salmon. I love some salmon. They say too much of anything. They say too much of anything is not good.
It's the mercury though too. That's what they say with the seafood.
That's what it is. Mercury. There we go. He said it.
Yeah, and that's why I tell people sometimes I be like, yo, if you're trying to weed off the meat, you understand, like you don't have to eat seafood. Like if you can't get a touch of fish or if you can't get your hands on some salmon or some shrimp, I'm like, yo, just get you a veggie plate. You go to these restaurants, whatever, just make you some vegetables, maybe some mac and cheese or something, and some rice or whatever, well proportioned. Yeah. That just way you're not taking it. Did you cut out carbs when you was in your first beginning journey?
Yeah, overall.
Okay.
Overall. Rice, pasta, any starchy or, because I didn't really count carbs or, I just knew that I didn't want that. But when somebody brought to my attention, like, if you cut off the carbs, you're really going to lose a lot of weight. So I cut off carbs completely and I started doing research. And I started doing research on things that were low in carbs. And I think my last meal prep was very low in carbs because cauliflower is low in carbs, broccoli, spinach.
Sweet potato.
It's good carbs. It's not low carbs. It's good carbs. Okay. So like with sweet potato is good. Like for me, since I'm doing a lot of muscle training, I will have me some sweet potato because it's good for the muscles. But the greatest low carbs are the ones that I mentioned, which is very much like vegetables, mushrooms, tomatoes, zucchini, squash. All of those are low in carbs.
Season them joints, you got money.
Oh yeah, forget about it. You put the right seasoning, they taste like you. Forget about heaven. So, and then the bad carbs, of course, are like, grains, wheat, rice, things like that, like very heavy in starch. So I stay away from that stuff. Things that's going to make me feel very bloated and very sluggish because you don't want to have yourself a good meal and you feel all disgusting. Like not even disgusting, but just sluggish. And no, I don't even like the feeling of that. I don't. So I don't recommend.
Talk about your journey when you said you had cut out meat.
Oh, yes, when I went vegan.
And what happened? And you had to make a quick switch.
I did like a 365 and everybody was surprised. It was like, well, you did that rather quickly.
But you was focused and you was that was part of the educating process.
Yes. So I did that for maybe like 1 or 2 reasons or maybe 3. One is because I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to, discipline myself to see whether I was capable of actually not having no meats or anything that contained dairy, eggs. Because, everything initially contains dairy or nuts or something that is, animal based. Yes. So I did that to discipline myself, challenge myself, and basically to educate myself as well, because I know that there are people that are vegan that follow me, and I wanted to be able to, if I educate myself, I'm able to help them as long as with other people that eat meat and don't eat meat, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be able to, because I feel like if you're vegan, I'm not able to recommend, because somebody asked me, they were like, well, what do you recommend? I'm vegan, I don't know. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, I don't even know, because I'm not vegan. I'm not self-educated behind that stuff. So I started doing that so I could be educated. But it was tough. It was very tough. And I plan to go back to being vegan soon, because I'm gonna educate myself more on it, but not right now. But it was tough. It was hard.
I think, let me tell you something, bro. And sis, like, I think it's important for people who want to get right physically. Like, it's a mental journey too. You understand? Like, it's not just, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna, like, it's a mental project too. Meaning, like, it's a marathon. Like, this is not a situation where it's just like, I gotta get right for 6 months so I can go to this vacation. Like, nah, dog. Like, this is a long process. Like, there's gonna be a time where you're not gonna eat meat because mentally you're gonna be like, yo, I'm tired of this. I eat too much meat. I gotta stop. This is, and then you'll mentally start to, spiritually start to feel different. And then, you okay, I'm where I want to be. Okay, now I might want to just be vegan and not eat no animal base for a certain amount of time. So it's different. You got to understand, like, there's different ways that you can go about it in different parts of your life that you're going to, witness different things. You're like, yo, I got to change this. I want to change that. So it's good. But you said that did a nutritionist tell you that you needed to eat meat?
No, nutritionist. I never really sat down with a nutritionist. It was just, when you go to the doctor, they pull out the pyramid. Yeah. This is what you got to eat on this scale. And I didn't feel like she didn't help me. It was no help. You can't help me. So I had to help myself, and I had to do what I had to do. And then, like I mentioned before, like, somebody can help you, but you got to put in the other 50 to make it a whole. So
what made you go back to eating meat after you?
Like I said, I was lacking nutrition. Like, so not even feeling weak. I initially did the whole vegan thing so I can see my body change physically.
Gotcha.
So if I felt like I couldn't, let's just say, get some abs, and because I was eating too much meat, so I stopped that, and I was like, let me see, and it was wonderful. I'm not gonna hold you, it was great. Like, I was getting them, and then I was like, I need my meat. I need to eat.
And then you went back into it slowly, moderately.
Very
to the point where you can control it. I think definitely. Some things are just uncontrollable. White Castle burgers, Doritos.
Murder burgers, you mean?
Yeah, Doritos. One thing I noticed though, that's Doritos. They went up too in prices, man. With them.
Everybody got a raise. They went right along with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, wow, that was very bold. Very bold of them doing stuff like that, man. Yeah. But the eating habits have to change. Eating habits have to change. I'm a sucker for sweets though.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm a sucker for sweets. Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
That's my mom.
Sweet potato pie. With vanilla ice cream.
A word? I never had that before.
Yeah. Their sweet potato pies, like, they beat out Entenmann's. They beat out Entenmann's. Who is Entenmann's? Like, who is Entenmann's?
Nah, they do have some joints in there.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my cheat right there. Because when I was going through my journey, I would have one cheat day.
No, I hear that.
And I would just eat anything and the illest part about it, on that cheat day, I didn't find myself really going too far out the discipline. Yeah. Like, I wasn't like ODing.
But it all depends on how much you work out. That's all it is. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's what people tell me all the time.
I do that. Right now, I'm doing the 80-20.
Oh, okay.
Like, what's that? 80% diet, 20% workout.
Okay. Oh, but that's how it is. 100% your mindset 100%.
Yeah, 80%. Like, because, you got to make time to work out. You got to make time to, do these type of things or what have you. And you got to mentally prepare yourself. Like, as much as I want that burger, as much as I might want, like you said, you got to work that joint off. You got to work it off. If you're going to eat that burger and them ribs, you got to burn that rib off. You know what I'm saying? You got to burn it off before, it's going to stack on something else. And the thing is, I noticed, like, since I've cut off meat for a little while, like, my food digests a lot better. You know what I'm saying? It digests a lot better. Like, it don't just sit there. It just flows.
Yeah, it just goes. It flows. I usually eat a lot of seafood though myself.
Yeah, I love
My mother's
seafood.
Like, man. Vegan, like, / eat fish. You know what I mean?
Pescatarian. That's the call. Yeah. So I love it because and when you start to eat right, like, you start to look for the different things that are healthier, you know, because you know it's about like, just think about it. How do you feel after you eating like a unhealthy meal? You feel like crap.
You feel,
You feel sleepy, yeah.
It's like bad sex, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, you feel like crap, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, you was, yeah. So that's why I try to, you know, eat stuff that is, you know, it's gonna make me feel good when I finish eating it, you know. And then when if it's sweet stuff, then okay, you gotta reward yourself here and there, you know. But it's all good though, you know. So So you're in a relationship right now. That's what's up. How long have you been involved?
For some time now.
Some time now?
Yeah.
Okay, and you say he works out with you and stuff like that, and that's always good.
Yeah.
Of course, kids in the long future from now, long way in the future. That's good.
Yeah. Well, nah, I don't want none. I don't want no.
Oh, you know what?
I don't want no damn kids.
Oh, okay. I get that, Miss Oprah.
It's a forever protest. I hear that.
Yeah, okay, Miss Oprah. Listen, man, kids ain't for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Kids ain't for everybody. You know what I mean?
I have me a dog.
You have a dog?
I'll get a dog before I get a kid. Yeah, that's a big responsibility there too.
So who were some of your role models coming up when you was younger, and even now? Who were some of your role models?
As far as like with the fitness or just overall?
Not with fitness, just overall role models. Outside of that, did you have any?
Nope.
Like Jennifer Lopez.
None of those people. They realistic, but not realistic to me.
Yeah.
Because they in that upper world class now.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I could say teachers, but not even. I was just. I was very self-centered, so I didn't really have none of that. So I didn't have like somebody I looked up to like I want to be like them. But a lot of people, like growing up, a lot of people wanted me to become better than what they are, like growing up in the hood or the neighborhood or whatever you want to call it. And those influenced me to make sure that I get out, you know, graduate high school. Even with me kind of go to school, Todd, go to school, do what you gotta do. And then when I graduated, everybody was happy. You graduated out there.
Are you in school? Are you a college type of person or no?
I accumulated 30 college credits so far.
Okay.
So,
What school did you go to?
Bronx Community College.
Okay, BCC.
Yeah, I used to go there for
Shout out
like
to
about a
them.
year. That shit is like high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the 2-year schools are like that.
That shit is
A lot of the
crazy. I was
2-year
like,
schools
I'm
are
outta
like that.
here.
Yeah, City. I went to City Tech. I went to a few schools. And City. I was at BFCC at one point. Definitely like a high school. Like,
Oh yeah.
It's a fashion show there.
Oh yeah.
Definitely big time fashion show. And I was only dude from Harlem going to
word?
City Tech back in those times. Yeah. So you know that was already a light struggle. You know what I'm saying? But you know those were handled. You know. So when you was in school, what you major in?
Paralegal.
Oh, okay. Okay, so is that something you have a niche for? Something you want to get back into?
Yeah, most definitely, because especially what's going on in this world and society with the whole, you know, the police, and I think they need people like me to kind of maybe perhaps justify the damn system, because the system this is not good. They shitting on us.
We need as much advocates as we can.
Basically.
You know, whether they're coming from the music industry, the fitness world, from political, religious, whatever. Like, we need as much advocates. You know, shout out to Kevin Townsend, his father, Roger Barnes. You know, he's advocating for his son. His son Kevin is locked up in Africa.
Oh yeah, I seen that you post that.
Yeah. He's been locked up for 9 years, and he hasn't even seen a judge yet.
Wow.
Yeah, they're trying to get him for a murder.
That's
Somebody was murdered out there, and you know, they haven't even seen a judge yet. It's almost like
9 years though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No judge, that's crazy. That's
And he's
against the
posting
rules,
on Instagram, and I'm sure some of these celebrities are seeing it. I'm sure, like, and it's crazy because we only notice stuff like this when it's like, woo. You know what I'm saying? Like Central Park 5, right? I'm sure when these dudes was in jail, or not when in jail, but when they was going through the case, I'm sure there was some successful black, you know, businessmen, musicians, or whomever who could have stepped in and been like, yo, these dudes, because this was not something that was under the rug. Like, this was like Channel 5. Like, everybody knew it, so nobody stepped up. There was no Jay-Z's back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Or whomever that.
They got to check the years on that. Like, why didn't you step up? Like,
it's crazy. Like, Trump was the only one who stepped up, but in a negative fashion.
Yeah.
Did you see that movie, by the way?
Yeah, I did. It was crazy.
I ran into him the other day, too. What's his name? Corey Wise. Right now to Uptown.
Oh,
yeah, he was uptown.
Oh, right. I saw you in the photo. Right.
Yeah, that's the only one who stayed in New York City.
Oh, word.
And believe you me, man, when I saw him, I hadn't seen the whole thing yet. I had only saw, I think, the first episode. You saw it, right?
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I only saw the first episode. So I didn't even get to the Corey Wise part. You know what I'm saying? So I was pumping the gas or whatever. And my kid's mother was like, "Yeah, that's the guy, you know, from what I'm like, "Oh, all right, no doubt." You know, I really knew about it. But so I drove up the block and went to Dunkin' Donuts, and he was walking up the block, and I was like, "Wow," you know. So we took a picture, and I told him, I said, "Listen, I just watched it. I don't even know your name."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, moving forward, after I saw the whole thing, I was just like, wow, I wish, you know, I would have met him. You know, we exchanged numbers and everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, hopefully, you know, I try to get him on a podcast or something. But like, you know, if I'd have knew what it was, you know, I definitely would have like gave him some words of encouragement and at this time it looked like he don't even need it. You know what I'm saying? Because like it looks like he's doing the encouraging now, like going to different places and speaking, you know, telling his story, you know, and that was a good flick.
Yeah, that shit was
was a good flick.
That shit made you want to punch the prosecutor, all type of, you know what I mean? Like it was just grimy how they was just rounding everybody up, like
dirty, man. That one. What's the last movie you saw, by the way? We're about to wrap it up in a couple minutes.
Last movie I saw.
I want to see John Wick 3.
I want to see that too.
John Wick 3.
Did you see 3?
I seen 2. I'm just tired of shoot 'em up, bang bang. I'm flying.
But that's what makes the movie
fire. Man. We don't get too much of those.
Exactly.
Because I don't be peeping like X-Men. I don't watch those movies.
Yeah, like I get it from X-Men.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but John Wick 3, I know it's like, man, Matrix after, you know what I mean? Like him.
I was late on the Matrix.
Ronin
I think I saw
47 was I with him, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You want to see the Equalizer too. That's what you want to see.
Nah, Equalizer. But part 2 was kind of,
It was kind of
when he was on a train. Oh, okay.
Acting was kind of horrible, whatever. Like, I was just
Denzel's fired.
Yeah, but it was just like his co-actors, you know what I mean? It was kind of like iffy. I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, I was watching Training Day the other day. I think it was like 2 days ago.
They should have made a part 2 of that. You know what I mean? Like it took it further with that white dude or whatever. You know what I mean? So,
like, maybe another black guy, another black cop comes in. Maybe
like,
he's training the black cop. Something.
Yeah, like I had a backup.
Yeah. Flip it.
I know what I was watching. I was watching Dirty last night.
Dirty.
Yeah, it's like with the dirty cops from LA, and it's with Cuba Gooding Jr.
Was that like a Netflix and chill thing you did?
More like an Amazon and chill kind of thing.
Amazon and chill. Okay.
Amazon Prime kind of chill thing.
Okay, facts.
So I was watching that, and it's about, you know, dirty cops and doing things like I only seen maybe like 5-10 minutes of it, but I seen it. But basically, I know the cop had shot somebody, but the cop used the gun and shot from the dead person's hand to make it seem like if they were shooting. So I was like, man,
that's a dirty cop.
Yeah, most definitely.
Dirty cop. Would you ever be a cop?
Yeah, but not.
What?
Like,
I can see her being a cop.
Yeah, that's how I want to see what's happening. Get my PBA card.
Yeah, like,
give me a new PBA.
Nah, they shoot those down now. You
know,
right? The PBA. I seen people's cars get shot down. Like, get out of here. You still getting?
They probably played it wrong. They probably threw it in the cop face. You got to go about it a certain way. You gotta have it under your driver's license.
Attitude.
A lot of cats think that's like a getaway card. No.
I had a PBA card. I had the PBA chief card, and one day I was riding with my best friend, and he had just got stopped the night before, right? And I had mine, and so happened they stopped him again, and I'm in the passenger side. I was like, look, give him this PBA card. It says chief on it, because if somebody one of the chiefs gave me. I like him being so damn nervous. He was like, I don't know. She just gave me this. I don't really know. And I was
like, thanks a lot, brother. Right? They can confiscate this shit.
Yeah. And it was a white officer. he didn't know what he didn't know nothing about it. Then the brother came and he was like, "Oh no, let them go, them go." And I was like, I'm like, why would you do that? Like you supposed to just be like, you trying to blow me up, man.
Wow, you would be like a superhero cop.
Oh yeah,
just fitness cop woman. Like
I would love to be
jumping over. You got it.
Yeah, like 100.
Arrest me now. Ain't niggas ain't running. So do you take the exam yet? You gonna take it?
No, I kind of printed out the practice exam because it's like the first section.
Easy as fuck. I took it.
I know it's easy, but the first section is more like this sign, but you'll see that. The memorization. Yeah, so
you ever took a police exam before?
No.
NYPD's like, nah, nigga.
He's like, nah.
They called me to they wanted to, bring me in or whatever, but my goal was to have a city job by the time I was 35. So of course they called me after I got the city gig or whatever, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Nah, I'm good. I'm happy where I'm at.
Pay level was almost pretty much the same.
Yeah, don't have to
quality of life.
Bullets.
Yeah, man, that quality of life is very low with that, man.
Yeah.
But like you said though, like if you're gonna take it, it's like 15 minutes. It's like they give you is you look on the screen and you got like a whole bunch of things, houses, cars, whatever things. Look for the things that stick out. Like if there's an address that says 271 Morehouse Road or something like that, remember that. Because then they're gonna ask you after it's over, after the 15 minutes is up, they're gonna say, okay, what was the number on the house, or what was the road? So you get your memorization, together.
I still got an opportunity to get at it, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah, take it. Like I said, it's easy. I got like in the 80s or something like that.
That's dope.
And, just with the, I'll tell you one thing too, man. They dig deep in your past.
Yeah,
like, bro, they called me in a room. And I opened up. You got to open up all your social media pages.
Oh, word,
all
right
of them.
in front
Facebook, MySpace. I'm like, yo, dude, I haven't had MySpace in like fucking 10 years. They like, you want this job?
You want this job?
I was like, I don't even know the password. Like, so I had to, I had to hit the forget password thing. Check all your emails. Open all your email inboxes. Walk out the room, and they go through all your shit.
That's crazy.
So if you got any pics in your joint, you know what I'm saying? Delete them joints.
That's crazy.
Because they want to make sure they're not hiring no terrorists or somebody, a hater, or what do you call them? The pervert dudes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Make sure they're not hiring one of those. You feel me? So I had passed that part, but
that's crazy.
Just look out for that kind of stuff, man.
No, yeah, most definitely.
Just look out.
You got me thinking right now, like, damn.
Delete.
I'm about to deactivate all of that. I ain't even got that.
Yeah. But the thing about social media, you can never deactivate your stuff. You can it's always a
way to get back.
It's always a way to get back.
For social media.
I tried that with Facebook. Couple times I tried to deactivate my junk. Yeah, I was like, yo, I'm done with this shit. No more. So he's getting me in trouble, and I deactivated it. And they get you want to come back? You want to
they
reactivate you. Stays right.
You bad for me, man. Like a bad relationship. Like you broke up with somebody, they call you still want me back. You want me back?
Right in limbo.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, all right, fucking. Let me get back. Yeah, activate. It's that easy.
Right?
It's that easy. Man. You know what I'm saying? So that's different things, to look out for, when you do take that exam. And of course, I think like the first. I think your name, or is that the sanitation test? When you just put your name, that's like 10 points or something like that.
Nah, that's a test. Nah, it's a test. A lot of the testers do that.
Yeah, if you just put your name. A lot of the
civil service. Yeah,
you put your name, you get number points. And I think if you're a resident of New York, they give you extra points too. Something like that.
Nah, if you like kin, sibling, stuff like that, your mother, whatever. Like I get 15 extra points every time I take the test. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope.
That's what's up, man. But yeah, what time is it? Got a little time, a couple minutes left. Any shout outs? You want to give any shout outs? Anybody?
Oh, most definitely. No. Just give a shout out to Feds. Shout out to Shorty here. Fitness is sounding real good. You know what I mean?
Miss Ty.
You know what I mean? And other than that, man, just
Tata. Do you go by Tata too?
No, absolutely not.
Tata.
That's that old school
Tata. Tata. Okay, just Ta. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but just shout out to everybody and everybody that wished me happy birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday, my G. Oh, okay,
keep that on the hush, though. You know.
Okay, stay last. We gotta take a quick shot when we get out of here. Shots on me, man. No doubt. That's what's up, B. Anybody shout outs you want? No, anybody?
Shout out to all my fans out there, all those people that I motivate and, you know, continue to inspire. Continue to be good, and everything's going to be great. Take it day by day. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight with me. Just believe in yourself. You got this.
Yeah. And if you want to, you know, her to be a potential trainer for you, like, you know, baby steps. Baby steps, you know. And I just want to give a shout out. I want to actually give a shout out to all the up and coming artists in Harlem. You know, the young brothers, you know, who are doing something with their gift, their talent. You know, and thank God you got social media that can actually be a tool to help them. Yeah, because back in the days, like, you had to know somebody for everybody to hear your stuff. It was either a mixtape, that's your own mixtape that you put out, or you had to know somebody at a record label to get you a record to put out.
Everything was more expensive, studio time. You already know, man. A lot of things. So technology helped a lot.
Yeah, technology helped a lot, big time, man, because now you can just put a record out on SoundCloud, let that joint rip, put it on IG, put clips out there. You know, shout out to young boys, Rich Hundy, you got Chuck Cash, another one I just peeped up last night, Pete Pyrex.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a couple young dudes out there, and of course, shout out to Co-Ice. You know, he's another young brother from Uptown. You know, Fats. Like, you know, I like seeing the young brothers, you know, doing something positive.
Yeah, especially when they invest in themselves.
And invested in yourself. That's the major key. Like, you can't sit back and wait for somebody to do something for you. Like, invest your own money. Like, y'all niggas is wearing Yeezys, this, that, and the third. Like, invest to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So right here, man, this is Fats, all of it. He was here a couple episodes ago, and y'all can catch that on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, we're going to wrap this up. This is 49. Next week is episode 50, and that's going to be a big bang. You understand me? Shout out to Gushy Tokyo, who's coming on next week. I hope y'all having fun out there at that house, enjoying the goodies. All right? One love. Peace out.
Turn a zip into a brick. Todd plenty.
I want all of it.
Not an 8 ball.
I said all of it.
Nigga, this a freight call.